All right, so here's the Baileigh JP-1686 joiner. And to say that I'm frustrated would be a big understatement. So on most joiners, you've got either dovetailed ways or some adjustable gibs. You can get all the tables lined up. Baileigh, or whatever Chinese vendor they get this thing from, provides you with jack shit for aligning the tables. So their version of alignment is some wear pads or whatever the hell these, just part of the casting, and a pair of fucking bolts and the piece that is supposed to lock down the tables, which never works. So you've got basically 2 points for alignment on each table instead of the 4 points that you normally have on a regular joiner. And because these things are so close together, and you've got like a, I don't know, what is this, a 42-inch table, and it's supported right here in the middle, these things should be spread out like, the whole width of the table instead of just in one spot. So the alignment falls out all the time. Basically, anytime you put something heavy on the end of the table, it flexes this entire assembly and causes the alignment to be totally screwed up. And trying to get this thing aligned basically involves moving these bolts up and down about 100 times. And every time you move one side, you screw up either the front to back alignment or the left to right alignment. So it's essentially impossible to get this thing tuned properly. And being that this is a woodworking joiner, cutting straight is pretty much the only point of this machine. So basically this is a 950-pound paperweight. And I think that this design, the body, the controls, everything, is pretty much an exact ripoff of the Felder AD741 machine. And I think that they probably just came up with a much cheaper method of doing the so-called alignment. And that's why it pretty much sucks on this machine. And also, as you can see, the dust collection is a complete joke. Regardless of whether it's in planing or jointing mode, there's just chips everywhere. It doesn't suck worth shit. I have it hooked up directly to a 2 horsepower dust collector, and it just makes a huge mess. So yeah, hopefully they have a buyback program, but I don't really want to pay for shipping to send this thing back, and I've had it for a year and a half, so I don't think that they'll do much for me, but one can only hope. Maybe I'll build a new joiner. The cutter head is actually pretty nice. It's a copy, of course. It's a Chinese clone of a bird Shelix head. It even uses the same inserts with the radius on the teeth. So that's nice. And it's got a 5-horse 3-phase motor in it, which it's not bad. But as far as the actual machine build, I mean, the tables raise and lower together, but the 2 halves are held together by this flimsy sheet metal thing here. And on the back side of the machine, this is like a real light gauge steel tube, and that's supposed to hold these tables aligned together, supposedly. I don't know, it's pretty hokey. Yeah, just not very happy with this machine at all, and trying to figure out if it's worth salvaging, or I'm not even sure.